What up, nerds? I'm Bryson. You can call me Bammed, and this is CTF and Cigars by Bam CTF, where I light up a cigar and I talk about CTFs, hacking, and other security-related topics. So this week I am smoking. It is AJ Fernandez Relic. You can see that nice, dark, beautiful, oily wrapper. Let's see. So this is made with the filler. It's got some well-aged Nicaraguan longleaf Ligeros. So the Ligeros are the leaves that near the top of the tobacco plant. They don't burn as well, so you can't really stuff a cigar too full with them. But they have the strongest nicotine content. They're the more bold, strong flavors in the different leaves that are on the tobacco plant. So it's filled with those. It's got a thick black leaves. Let's see. For the Ligero, they're secured with a bold, it's a Habano binder from Ecuador. And then the wrapper is also a Habano wrapper from the volcanic soils of Estili, Nicaragua. So this is it's a medium strong cigar. It's got very complex, bold flavor, very full bodied. The aroma, it's a bit of chocolate, some deep sort of earthy, damp wood. Now I haven't actually smoked one of these yet, so I'm taking some of the tasty notes from some reviews I've read online. But what I'm expecting to start off, it's going to be sweet. I've seen somebody say like a sweet cola, but also with some deep earthy flavors. It's a little chewy, and there's just a strong kind of tobacco flavor. Once you get into that second third, so that's the first third, you get into the second third here, you get that tobacco flavor comes out a little stronger. You've got some cocoa and a bit of white pepper, and then that final third, that chocolate becomes more like a dark roasted espresso. You get some more of that earthiness, kind of a earthy hay and pepper, and that last third is some bitterness is supposed to kick in, and that bitterness plus chocolate is a bit more like a roasted coffee. So that's what we're going to be smoking today. Let me light that up here. Just kind of toast the foot a little bit. Let's light it. Yeah, so it is a little sweet, very, very chewy. Yeah, picking up a little bit of that sweetness, some chocolate, definitely some earthiness to it as well. So we'll see how this goes. It's my first time having one of these, at least in a while. It's been a while since I've had one. So we'll enjoy that today. All right. So while I'm smoking on my Relic here, this week we're going to take a look at TryHackMe's Advent of Cyber. This is their second time they've done this. Let's pull up their site here. So they started on the first. I know I'm a few days behind, so I'm going to try to get caught up. I was going to do this last week, but I missed last week, so I might have to do a midweek episode to try to get caught up on the Advent of Cyber. But we're going to look at the first 4 days this week. All right, so let me pull this up here. Where is this? There we go. So if you haven't been on TryHackMe before, I definitely recommend it. You can get a free account and try out some of their challenges. I'm pretty sure you can do the Advent of Cyber on the free account. Don't hold me to that. All right, so what we've got the Advent of Cyber here. Go to tryhackme.com. You should be able to find it. They've got description of all the things. There's some prizes up for grabs. Now, this isn't a traditional CTF, so we're not keeping TryHackMe isn't keeping track of scores or who got what first. As you complete challenges, you get entered into a raffle, and then all these prizes are up based on the raffle. So even if you feel like maybe you're not qualified, if you're pretty new to hacking and CTFs and that kind of thing, this is a great challenge to start with. There's really no risk to you. So yeah, I recommend everybody give this a shot. They've got introductions here. There's links to their social media and all that stuff. There's some tutorials, and then we actually get into the story. I'm not going to read through this whole thing because I like to focus on the technical stuff, but essentially, shit's going down in the North Pole and Santa needs your help. So, yeah, the elf hotline starts ringing. Santa's schedule isn't working. And yeah, so essentially the story is that Santa's network got hacked, and you're going through and kind of seeing what happened and doing some pen testing. So the great thing about all of these, so there are videos. Each one has a video by some of the people who helped put this together. We've got a video by John Hammond. There's some others for each challenge has a video on walking you through it. So if you don't like my walkthrough, then you can look at one of theirs. They also include really good tutorials and instructions. So they discuss all the technology used in each challenge and give you a pretty good primer if you're not already familiar with it. So, of course, they start off just by talking about the internet. What is the internet? And they've got a description of how that works. They go into HTTP and HTTPS and discuss how those work. There's, links to other rooms on TryHackMe where you can get some more instructions for some of these different things, like, web fundamentals. We talk about cookies. All this is great stuff to read. Okay, and then you get into the actual challenge. So I've already started some of this up to save us a little bit of time, but we want to start with deploying our attack box. So that's what you see here. They've actually launched a VM, and I've got access to it all here from within the browser. So if at the top of this page, there's a start attack box. I've already done it, so you don't see it, but it would show up here. There would be a start attack box, and then I get this window over here that has the VM that I'm connecting to. And then there was also a button which I've already clicked, which deploys the target. So that's already deployed as well. All right, and let's see what the actual task is this time around. All right, let's see. Okay, so the Best Festival Company's brand new OpenVPN server has been hacked. Oh, yeah, here's that deploy button. This deploys the target server. Actually, yeah, it's still up. Okay, so the OpenVPN server's been hacked. The attackers damaged various aspects of the company infrastructure, including using the Christmas Control Center to shut off the assembly line. So looks like Christmas has been canceled. Oh no, what are we going to do? It's only 24 days until Christmas. That line has to be operational. There won't be any presents. You have to hack your way back into Santa's account, blast that hacker changing the password, and getting the assembly line up and running, or Christmas will be ruined. After giving you the assignment, McSkitty hands you the following dossier of important information for the task. Before reading it, press the big green deploy button to start the control center, as well as the start attack box at the top of the page, which we already did. All right. So we've got all that deployed. Let's see, what do we want to do first? So we need the name of the cookie for the authentication. All right, so there should be a website that we want to go to. So let's just open up Firefox here in our VM. All right, and let's see, where is our target? There it is. All right. Well, that didn't work. Let's see if it was HTTPS, or maybe I'm missing something here. Nope. All right, let me go back and read the instructions. I probably should have written some of this down. But if you've watched any of my shows by now, you know that, yeah, I just like to go with the flow. Let's see what happens. It's actually been, I did this one back on the 1st, so let me remember what the challenge is here. All right, so we've started the attack box. Okay, maybe the machine's not fully booted up. Did I type the address wrong? 1010 243.27. Method not allowed. All right, maybe we should have read this whole thing through. Let's see. Let's skim through it. Okay, so we know that talks about the web. What is the web? Go into web fundamentals. So this challenge is based on hacking a cookie. So there's going to be a cookie we're going to find in our traffic. It even kind of walks us through a way of accessing it. Don't even for this one we don't even need to use burp. We'll just look at the storage here. All right, so we still don't have a cookie. Method not allowed. Seeing the IP of the right machine is found at the top of the page. Okay. That's the IP, right? 1010 243.27. All right. I'm missing something. You think that's the attack box IP? That's what I'm thinking too. What did I where is the target? Maybe I shouldn't have started this up so early. Ah, there it is. Okay. I knew I was missing something. Okay, so there's the attack machine. All right. This checks out. Okay, so our target, it's just we've got a web page, there's just a login page. Let's try logging into Santa. All right. So I'm going to use username Santa, password. And let's go back and look at the instructions. Okay. That looks good. Log in, invalid username or password. All right. Well, okay, let's try this another way. I'm not getting my cookie here. So let's try burp. Yeah, I don't need to update it. All right, intercept is on. Let's open a browser. Right. Let's see. Okay, that's open. Let's put the browser back up. And let's see. This, yeah. All right, so I'm going to, so the attachment box comes with a bunch of tools you already need. I'm just going to use Burp to solve this one. So we'll switch, it's got Foxy Proxy, so we'll use that to switch to Burp for our proxy. So if you're not familiar with Burp, it's a web application hacking tool. And one of the things it'll do is if you can proxy through it, and then you can use that to intercept traffic, so we can see all the requests that come in. It'll intercept them, and you can actually edit them while they're being sent. So let's go back to Firefox here. Where did I put it? There it is. All right, now let's try our login again. All right, so we've logged in. Let's pull up Burp again, and here we go. We've got our request. So here we can see we've got a post. This is our login. We can see the username and password that was attempted, and we've got our response, invalid username or password. All right, got that. There should be a cookie here. Ah, okay, I remember what we're supposed to do now. So we don't get a cookie until we log in, so we need to register. So let's register just as bammed with password. There we go. All right, so now we're logged in. Now I bet the original instructions work. So we do have a cookie here. And if we look at our question, so what's the name of the cookie used for authentication? Here's the cookie. We can see it's named auth. And what format is it? So let's look at the actual value here. Let's take this to CyberChef. All right, so what format is it in? Well, if we take a look, we can see we've got a bunch of numbers. There are some letters, but all the letters are between the letters A and D. So 0 through 9 and A through D, that is hexadecimal. So we can see that what format is it in? It's in hexadecimal. And we can take this into CyberChef and then decode it from hex. And this is what it decodes. So this is, if you're not familiar with it, this is a JSON format. And notice how basic this cookie is. It's got the company name and then just a username. So if we want to change this and make our own cookie for Santa, whoops. All right, having some copy paste fail here, but there we go. Let's copy this. Come on. There we go. Now we convert that to hex. Sorry, let's change the username to Santa. Let's take out our delimiter because there was no delimiter originally, and now we have our cookie for Santa. So that's the answer to the next question. Now let's edit the cookie. So that's the next step of this. So I'm pretty sure they describe how to do that up here. Or another way, well, let's just edit this. Let's see. Yeah, hex is short for hexadecimal. All right, let's find our login request or one of our things here. All right. I think I needed another cup of coffee today. There we go. Okay, now we can edit that. Paste in our new value. Let's refresh. All right. So that pretty much was it. Once we decoded that original cookie that we had from the user we made, saw that all it really saved was the username, changed the username, got the new code or the new hex for the new cookie, and I was able to edit that here, refreshed, and now I'm logged in, and you can see I have more controls. So I'm actually logged in as Santa. I can go through, turn everything back on, and we've got a flag. So Christmas is saved. All right. It took me a minute, but I got there in the end. Let's move on to the next one. So that was day 1, just editing a cookie. Day 2, let's start this machine up. This will take a couple minutes. So we got through the first step thanks to our heroic efforts. Regain control of the control center. And moving on to a next job. All right, so Elf McSkitty says, we know we've been hacked, so we need a way to protect ourselves. The dev team have set up a website for the elves to upload pictures of any suspicious people hanging around the factory, but we need to make sure it's secure before we add it to the public network. Please perform a security audit on the new server and make sure it's unhackable. You listen to the briefing, accept the task, press deploy, which we just did. McSkitty once again gives you a dossier of useful information to help you with your task. All right, so we've got some more info. We've got another video here by Darkstar if you want to see him solve it quicker than I did probably. So we talk about get parameters and URLs. There's a nice description of how all that works. There's a description of file uploads. And talking about how you can upload, file uploads, a direct path to remote command execution. Talk about some file extension filtering. How do you bypass it? Discussion of a reverse shell listeners, putting it all together. Okay, so there's a lot of information. So this is what this file upload vulnerability is going to look like. So we've got a PHP web application. We got to find the file upload point. Try uploading some innocent files first. What does it accept? What does it not accept? Then we got to find a directory containing our uploads. Try to bypass any filters. Upload a reverse shell. Start a netcat listener to receive the shell. Navigate to the shell in your browser and receive a connection. If you've done any CTFs, you probably have done this before. This is a lot of times kind of the initial entry point into a server is through a file upload vulnerability like this. So we've been assigned an ID number for our audit. Use that to gain access to the upload section of the site. Good luck. Okay, and here is the IP that we're going to use. Now, I can't copy and paste this directly in, but there's a little tool here for the clipboard. So I pasted that in there from my browser. So now this is on the clipboard on the machine. So we close that and paste that IP in. Let's see if it's up. It is up. All right. So we don't actually have a login page. We're using get parameters. So we've got this question mark ID equals your ID here. So that's that whole discussion about get parameters. Kind of walked us through how to do that. So let's copy this, put it into the clipboard, then paste it in. All right, so we can upload files. So that's the first question, of course, is what is the string that we use to get to the upload page? So we've done that. What type of files will this select? So that was the next thing, was to try some different files. Let's make some files to try. Of course, it'd be great if it just let us upload some PHP files. So let's just make a PHP file. Let's make a JPEG. And let's see if we can upload either of those. So let's start with let's see, we are here. It's not even showing. Yeah, all right. So here's the first clue. These are the supported file types. At least that's what it's filtered by. Let's go ahead and select all files. Let's see if it'll let us do a PHP. Nope, invalid extension. All right. Let's try a JPG file. Okay, that worked. But if you notice, that was an empty file. It wasn't actually an image, so it's not doing any extra checks to see if the file is what it says it is. It's just the file extension. So if there is some tips up here about bypassing that. Let's see, where was that at? Here we go, file uploads, file extension filtering, and here is a recommendation. So a lot of times when they're filtering, they're just looking for the a file name and then a dot and then what comes after that, but they don't check any further. So we could try a .jpeg.php. Let's see if that'll work. All right, it's not seeing it when I filter, but let's try this. There we go. It worked. So we know that if we name a file .jpeg.php, that we can bypass the filtering that they do have in place, and then we can access it. So what can we do as far as a payload? Well, this walks you through everything. It's even telling you what to do on the box that we're on. So on this box, so this is a Kali attack box, there happens to already be a reverse shell ready to go. So it's here. Let's go ahead and make a copy of that with the correct extension to get past our filtering. All right, so let's see, it's in user share, web shells, PHP, PHP reverse shell, and let's call it PHP reverse shell dot jpeg dot php. Oops, dot php. All right, let's see if we can upload that file now. All right, it got uploaded. Now, where did that file go? That's going to be the next question. So, and again, they pretty much tell you how to do this as well, but usually when you upload something, if they're not very imaginative, it's going to be in one of these folders, and we can see here that it is in the /uploads directory. All right, let's go back to our questions for this. So we got the string. We know it takes an image file. It's in the uploads directory. All right, so let's activate the reverse shell. So this is a PHP reverse shell. So what it's going to do, it's actually going to launch a command that will connect back to my system. Which reminds me, we need to fix our shell because we didn't give it an IP address. Yeah, right there. We need to put our attack IP there. All right, let's get our attack IP. And let's see, I'm going to change this. There we go. That looks good. Give that a new name. I don't know if it'll overwrite the one I had before, so I'm just going to give it a new name. Something easier. Let's upload this. So we've got shell 2. Okay, so now we've got the right shell with our IP address in it. We need to start a netcat on the local system to listen. And I'm pretty sure they tell you exactly how to do all that here as well. We can just copy and paste. There we go. Yeah, they've really written this well. They walk you through every single step. The only reason not to succeed in these is if you don't try. All right, we start up our listener. Okay, so that's the next step. They don't check for that. They just tell you, just mark that as done. And then we need to see if we can find this flag. All right, so back on our browser, we're going to go back to the uploads directory. This is our shell, so let's just click on that. We open it up. And let's see, where did... Looks like I opened up too many. There we go. Connection refused. Interesting. Keep doing that. All right, let me make sure I got the right ports here. Nope. All right. Let's go back to our listener. That's what I get for just copy and pasting. I didn't read it. All right, so we're listening on port 1, 2, 3, 4 because that's what our shell is trying to connect to. Now it may be blocked. Let's see. Looks like, nope, looks like it worked. All right, we're in. So let's see if we can find that flag. Cat var www flag.txt. And there it is. Okay. So that's 2 for 2. Let's keep going. Terminate that machine. We'll start up a new one. We're on to day 3. So we've got some more web exploitation going on. All right, McSkitty's walking down the corridor. Here's a faint beeping noise. Sorry, bleeping noise. As McSkitty gets closer to the Slay engineering room, the faint noise gets louder and louder. Beep, beep. Something's clearly wrong. McSkitty runs to the room, slamming open the door to see Santa's Slay control panel light up in red error messages. Santa's Slay. It's been hacked. Code red, he screams as he runs back to the Elf Security Command Center. Can you help McSkitty and his team hack into Santa's Slay to regain control? All right, again, we've got another video by Darkstar talking about our objectives here. So we've got to understand authentication, understand the use of default credentials and why they're dangerous, and then bypass login using burp. All right, let's close some of the stuff I've left open. Okay, I think I've still got burp up and running. Yep, it is. Good. We're going to need that. And let's see, we've got a discussion on authentication, a discussion on default credentials. It even talks about Mirai and how that works. A lot of it's using default creds on IoT devices. There's a section here on dictionary attacks using Burp Suite. So we're going to go through all that. And then, all right, so we deploy our box. So we're going to use Burp Suite to brute force the login form. using the following list. So we're going to use usernames, root, admin, and user, and password, root, password, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So using those credentials, we're going to try to log into the Santa Slate Tracker app. All right. Let's see if our box is deployed yet. Looks like it should be. All right, it is up. So here's the Santa Slate Tracker. And I've still got Burp up and running, so we should already have our attempt here, or our access to this page. But let's try logging in once. We'll just use root and root. Okay, that didn't work. So now let's go to Burp. All right, we should be able to find our login here. There it is. Okay, so if we look at how this works in Burp. So we've got intercept on. We've intercepted the traffic. We found our login request here. So here's the request. And we want to take our, so you can see it's very simple. It's just a post to /login, and then the username and the password are the parameters that are passed. So we want to send this to intruder. So the intruder is a section here in Burp where we can do different things. You can, I mean, what we're doing here, we're going to launch a brute force attack. So let you take a list and different parameters and send them over, just start attacks with them. All right, so we're on the intruder tab. It says to click on positions. We want to make sure that the username and password values are positions. Looks like they're already selected here. So we can see if we didn't have those already selected, we could highlight them and add them. But it's smart enough; it can already tell that these are parameters that we want to test. So it's got them highlighted for us. And then we're going to tell each position which payload to use. So actually, you know what? I think it's using these as separate. Sorry, as the same parameter. We want to add these as two separate parameters. So let's call this one user. We'll add that, and we'll call this one password. It'll be easier to keep track of. All right, so we've got our fields that we want to try. So now we're going to go to the payloads option. So let's see. So payload set 1. Is the username, 2 is the password field. All right, so we do have 2 of those. And we're going to make a simple list. So we're going to add admin, root, and user. All right, once again, I'm missing something. I don't use this enough. All right, so payload set 1 is should have 2. All right, there's 2 payloads. All right, there should be a payload set 2 here. So let me try this again. All right, so we've got user. That's defined. And now we need our second set here. So we've got 2 payload positions. And it's not giving me a second payload option here. You think I'm set to sniper? That may be. Yeah. All right. Thank you. I missed the first step. Yeah. It's my bad. I selected the wrong attack type. I did not read the instructions. Once again, my fault. So we want a cluster bomb. So we're good there. We got set 1, and now set 2 is going to be the password. So that's what I was missing. So we're going to add our password list. Password, admin, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so all that looks good. We can start our attack. Okay. So that runs through. And I'm going to look at our responses here. See if anything is different in any of them. So we've got incorrect username, incorrect username, incorrect. It's incorrect. There we go. So this one actually worked. Admin and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the rest in the response, it said redirecting to incorrect login, but this one actually redirects to the tracker. All right, so we found our login. Oh, looks like that's it. We just need to log in and then get the flag. So it's admin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's our flag. All right. Thank you, TM, for pointing out my mistake in that. Okay, so there's number 3. Let's move on to number 4. So if you've noticed, I mean, we're starting at the beginning. So days 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all pretty simple. They do walk you through. If you actually read through the instructions step by step, you should probably get them the first try, rather than skipping ahead and not paying attention like I've been doing. All right, let's see if we can get this one right on the first try. Cigar's starting to go out. Okay, so day 4. Did I deploy? Yes. Yeah, okay, so it's deploying now. All right, so again, Darkstar's done a video on this one. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the fundamental tools used in web application testing. This is a fun one. We get to do some fuzzing. So what is fuzzing? They're calling it fancy brute forcing to some degree. However, you can fuzz what you can't brute force. So fuzzing, it's a security tool. Basically automate the input of data, and you can do it on websites or software applications, trying to find, hidden things, trying to find vulnerabilities, just by sending it a bunch of different data, a bunch of different parameters. So we're going to start off using GoBuster. GoBuster will help us find directories that we weren't, immediately obvious, or that aren't like directly linked on the page, or that we don't know about. So it's going to try a bunch of different directories using a word list. GoBuster, I've Back in the day, I used to use Dirbuster a lot, but GoBuster is a bit newer. It's a bit faster, but it's still limited to word lists. Let's see, and then we're going to use WFuzz. So WFuzz is pretty straightforward. It's for, you know, web fuzzing. Yeah, we're just going to try sending different things to parameters and again seeing what happens. So GoBuster and WFuzz, that's what we're doing for today's challenge. We're day 4, so we got the attack instance launched. We've got the start attack ready. Let's take a look at our target. So it should be 10.10.202.48. You've been defaced. Your forms are gone. Oh no. So let's see what we've got. All right, to start off with, they're just asking some stuff about WFuzz. What would the command be? So if this is our URL, shives.xyz/api.php, what would be the entire WFuzz command? Using the word list big.txt. Assume it's in your current directory. All right, now, for legal reasons, do not actually run this command. If this site exists, they don't have permission. You don't have permission to do it, so don't run that command. But they give you pretty much everything you need up here. You can see the command that they're recommending you run. WFuzz-c-z. We can see up here. C shows the output in color. Z is the file that we're using to replace the request with in the fuzz. So we can see username equals password equals fuzz, and what it's going to do is then go through each of the fields in this word list and replace fuzz with the stuff in this word list. And that's basically our command here. So let's see, we're querying breed and using the big.txt. So there's our command. All right. So now we're going to use GoBuster against the target and against this target, not the shives.xyz. Going to figure out what directory the API is in. So we're trying to find this API. So let's start off by launching GoBuster. All right, so there's our command options. And I believe they even tell you which file to use in their description on GoBuster up here. There we go. So we provide you with several word lists. And to provide an example, big.txt is located at this location. And then we even have, you know, the commands here for GoBuster. So we're going to use GoBuster. We're trying to find directories. So we're going to use the dir command. We need the web page, which was, let's get a copy of that. All right, so that's what we're targeting, and then we're going to use a word list. So let's use user share word list. And let's see, give me a second here. I'm pretty sure they said which word list to use. Let's try this big.txt. Yep. What did I miss? Oh, I didn't put a -u in front of my URL. All right, so give that a minute to run, and that should give us a new directory to look at. And we can see there's an API directory. So what was our question? All right. So use GoBuster, find the API directory, and what file is there. So let's take a look at that. Go back to the browser, and let's see what is in /API. There it is, sitelog.php. So this is the API endpoint that we're going to target. So we're going to fuzz the data parameter on the file you found in the API directory. What is the field displayed in the correct post? So let's go back to wfuzz, and we can see how that works. Let's give that a try. Let's use the same, I think we're going to use the same list. Let's see, it was user share, word list, derby /big text. And the parameter, I think they just said it was data. Sorry, date. Okay, so we're fuzzing the date parameter. Actually, in that case, yeah, that's not the. I think there's another word list we want. Yeah, okay, so we know the API takes a date in this format. Word list in that format can be found in the hint for this task. Ooh. All right, where was that word list? Let's see. All right, word list in that format can be found in the hint for this task, although if you want an extra challenge, that format. Okay. So where is the word list that they already have? Oh, I might have to make one. I'm going to search for one. Let's see, it was year, month, day. I know they've got a word list already generated here. Haven't been giving my cigar enough attention. The advent of cyber word list. I'm gonna find this word list. Okay, fine. I'll make one. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so we've got our list. Let me correct this. I'm sure there was a better way of doing this, but just putting together a quick word list here of dates. I'm assuming it's in December. After all, this is the Cyber Advent. All right. Now, what were we doing before all this? Let's see. We're buzzing. There's my list, and it's date equals fuzz. And let's find that URL again. Okay. All right, so we're looking for something that returns different than the rest. Let's take a look at the site real quick, and let's see what it's normally returning. Okay, so we don't see anything. It's an empty page. All right, so maybe we need to expand our word list a bit. So yeah, now I'm down to like the second third of this cigar. Getting close to the final third. There's definitely some pepperness that's coming through. It's pretty good. Yeah, I know. I could build. I probably just need to build a better list. All right. Let's try this again. Okay, so let's do another list. I was assuming it was going to be between now and Christmas, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, and let's let's see. Let's modify this. Need a full 01 date and month as well. Okay, let's. Fuck, hold on. We've got. Okay, so for J and sequence 9 do, for I and sequence 9 do, and then we've got 2020 0J01. Okay, let's go back to the first list I had. All right, so that's not perfect. All right, let's see if I can fix this with some regex. Okay. And then all right, that looks good. All right, regex for the win. Now let's go back to our wfuzz command and try it again. All right, looks like we're getting all the same responses back. Okay, so something's still wrong with my list. Make sure I got this format right. All right, so it's year, month, day. Got 2020 01 01. 2011. Yeah, my list looks like a mess. Yeah, there's definitely some fucked up values in there. Okay. We'll try this list one more time. Okay, so for J in sequence 12, for I in sequence 30, we'll do 2020 J I. Let's try that list just as is. Maybe it's not on a day that won't work. Nope, everything's still the same. All right, so it's 2020 01 01, 2020 01 02. No, that's not going to work. If anybody's done this before and you remember where that list is and you want to let me know where it's at, that will save me some time here. Was it Rock You? So I was thinking they actually had a list that just had dates in them. We can try Rock You. That might take a little bit longer. Let's see, where's that user share word list? And there's Rock You. Yeah, that's gonna take forever. Oops, not that one. Yeah, it's gotta get the right word list. That's the main thing. And they did say they provided one, but I don't see it. The advent of cyber word list. Maybe it was near the top. Let's see. Available for download. I don't think we have web access, so I don't think I can download that here. Let's try it though. Looks like it is. Okay. All right, I found my word list. Let's download that, and then this is going to work. There we go. It's only 63 words. That should be quick. All right, let's try this again with the right word list this time. All right. You know what? I'm an idiot. I'm not even trying the right URL. That's why I wasn't. Okay, probably my original word list probably worked. I just wasn't using the right the right page. All right. So, and there it is. One of these things is not like the other. Okay, so this was actually in November, so my first one wouldn't have worked. But let's try it now that we've got a page, or we've got a parameter. That should work. So let's try 1125. And there's our flag. All right. So my word list was inadequate. My machine expired, but we just finished anyway, so we're good. My word list was inadequate, and I wasn't using the right URL. I was just trying the IP. So that I guess my copy paste failed on that. But there we go. There's our final flag. We used WFuzz. We tried the different parameters. What we were looking for was something that was different. So you can see all these are returning nothing, but this one actually returns a word, 13 characters, which is our flag. So the idea is we're trying different parameters till we get something that gives a different type of response, so we can see what where there's actually data in this. Excuse me. In this case, which of these pages actually has any data in it. You could try other parameters. You can use WFuzz. You could try different attack strings as well, or just try, if you were, say, fuzzing for a buffer overflow, you just try strings of different sizes until you get one that gets a different result than the others. Then you have an idea how big your buffer is. So there's some different things you can do with fuzzing with that. But yeah, so that is the first 4 days of the Cyber Advent 2. I recommend everybody, check that out. I'm gonna try to go through all the days and give some kind of tutorial for those. Like I said, I may have to do some midweek episodes, kind of get caught up and to get through them, because we've got 7 a week, because they're doing it every day until Christmas. So we're almost there. All right, so that does it for the demos for today. Hopefully next week we can get caught up, get all the way up to next Saturday would be the 18th. So may not get quite that far, but we'll see how far we can get. So thanks everybody for watching. I do have some stuff coming up. Like I said, I'm gonna keep doing the Cyber Advent. We'll finish with that. Do have a CTF that's coming up. Let me verify the date for that. So this is going to be in January on the 14th. So I haven't got signups or anything for that yet, but I will. Stay tuned. Huntress Labs has agreed to sponsor this event. And I've heard rumors there might be a Huntress Humidor up for grabs, as well as some, Try Hack Me accounts. So, stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know when I get the registration page up and running, and we'll get some more details as we get closer to that event. So this is one that's going to be all video game based. I'm going to have some people join me, and we're going to try to live stream through the whole thing. There's rumors on the Huntress side we might have one John Hammond joining us. So he may join us. We'll play some video games, talk about hacking. That's coming up January the 14th. And I think that does it today. So thanks everybody for watching me try and fail and eventually succeed at all the Try Hack Me Cyber Advent 2 challenges. And thanks for watching. And don't forget, the next time you get stuck, just do what I did. Don't panic, try harder, and always RTFM. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.